Today we have chapter 5 on mathematics of finance and optimization. So for today, we'll talk about simple and compound interest. So what is an interest? Okay, so it is the amount of money a lender or financial institution receives for lending out the money. So mura siya bayad, no, for the pagpahulak, sa pagpahulak. Okay, dili lang kay katulang imong gihulaman ang imong ibayad. So of course, the convenience, the service, okay, of lending naman. So, basic foundation sa interest is a simple interest. Okay, so it is calculated by yearly basis. No? Ang imong interest is on yearly basis, and of course, na siya rate. Okay, so the rate kay annually man siya, so per annum ang tawag ana. So, for us to calculate the amount borrowed, so you have the principal. Okay, the interest will be equal to the principal times the rate times how long? The time. And remember, your time here is always on year unit. Okay, so kung naka-months gani siya, so convert pa nimo siya to year. Okay, so you have the I is equal to PRT. And then F refers to the final amount or the maturity value. So muna ato ang total na bayaran apil na to yung utang ug ang interest. So that's principal plus the interest. So if we combine the formulas, we can have the P times 1 plus RT. So you can use any of these formula depending kung saan given sa problem. So pinaka-importante is you know how to identify kung saan mga given. Right? So for sure in the exam, ihatag man ang formula. So ihatag ba? Yeah, most probably ihatag nila ang formula. Pero kamo mag-identify. Okay? So let's move on to our first example. Okay? So diretso ka sa problem solving. Okay? So Jessa made a loan of 19,450 from a bank that charges 4% simple interest. How much must she pay the bank after 3 years? Okay, so we're going to look into the given. So you have 19,450. So kani ang giutang? Okay, so basically this would be our principal. Okay, and then we have 4%. Percent man siya, so obviously this is our rate. Now, your rate should be always in decimal form. So from 4%, you divide that 4 divided by 100, so that's 0.04. Okay, and then na ay nakabutang nga 3 years. So this is our time. So T is equal to 3. So question is, how much must she pay the bank after 3 years? So by the end, pila may bayad yung total in all. So ang ipangita is the F. Okay? So we use the formula sa F. That's the P times 1 plus RT. So all you need to do is substitute. And then you're going to calculate this one. Diretsyo na kayo. Practice this one. Okay? You better practice this one in inputting this in the calculator. Okay? Correct yung formula, correct yung substitute, but if calculate, it looks wrong. Okay, so you better practice this one, input it that way, no? And then you will get the 21,784 na maturity value. So, ang imong giutang 19,450, after 3 years, magbayad ka o 21,782. Okay? Alright, let's move on to the example number 2. So, how long will it take for 17,300 to amount to 20,000 at 11 and 1/4% simple interest? So, ang ipangitan karon is how long, no? So, the 17,300 is muna imong puhunan. So, this is your principal. Okay? To amount to, so future. So, mahimo siyang 20K. So, this is our future value. And then you have 11 and 1/4%. So in decimal, that is 11.1125. Okay, simple interest. So what unsa itong point that is the time. Okay, so when you solve for the time, gamit ka mo itong formula. Kanilang ato ni i-solve ang T here. To solve for this T, no, paano sa nato si P? So divide both sides by P. So makancel ng P here. Okay. And then, okay, nainani na yung itsura, no? So, ibalin mo si 1 sa PCAS, no? So, may siyang F over P minus 1. And then, you divide both sides by So, inanin na yung itsura tayo. Okay, divide both sides by R or multiply both sides by 1 over R, then you get P is equal to F minus P over PR. Okay, so, ano din itong gamiton? All you have to do is substitute, no, the variables, and then you will get 1.39 years. Okay? So, pwede na sa studyhin ninyo pa. Dili na mo mag-derive the formula by the time of exam. So, memorize na lang nga formula. Okay? Next, we have here example number 3. So, Kate received 24,700 for an investment for 2 years at 8% interest rate. Find the amount invested. Okay? Amount invested sa principal ang ipakita. No? So, kanina 24,700 is your future value. Okay? Bali mo niya ang nadawatan after 2 years. No? So, the 2 years is your time and then you have that 8% nga R. Okay? So, you are asked to solve for the P. Okay? So, kanina gyapon yung formula. Okay, derive nato ni siya. So, P mo na itong pangita. Ang tatangon nato ni si 1 plus RT. So, divide both sides by 1 plus RT. Okay, so, cancel. So, si P now is equal to F over 1 plus RT. Okay, so, substitute all the values and then you tuplok that in your calculator. And so, you will have the 21,293.10. So, dito po ani is si Kate, nag-invest siya 2 years ago of 21,293.10. And after 2 years, naka-receive na din siya of 24,700. Okay? Another example. Okay? So, Grace borrowed, so kaniya itong ihula, 34,000. So, this is your principal. And paid 1,860 interest. So, klaro kayo, no? So, this is our interest. So, that's our I. For 9 months. Okay, yun po pag months gani siya, you still have to convert it to years. So, pila man ka months in 1 year, you have 12 months. So, divide niyo siya by 12 months para may siyang year. So, that will give you a 0.75 na year. So, what was the rate of interest? So, this time, ang ipangita is ang R. Okay, so, we'll use itong I na I na may I atong given. So, I equals PR. So, divide kay R divide by P and T para makancel si P o T. So, that would mean your R is equal to I equals PT. I plus I over PT. Okay? So, substitute the values, right? And then you tutok in your calculator. So, the answer would be 0.07.29 or 7.29%. Okay? Diba niyan difference ha? When you have decimal form sa inyong rate and the percent form sa inyong rate. Okay? So, this is just an example. Dahil siya sa inyong workbook, no? You can practice on this one, but I'll give a different activity. Okay, nga naka-Google Form. Okay, questions? Clarifications on simple interest. Pag-raise hand ba mo kumpuan ka na sana siya? During sa example na may pangutana, or you can chat also kung may pangutana. Wala yung pangutana? Okay, sige. Now, let's proceed to compound interest. Okay, so si compound interest. So, similar with simple, it's just na siya additional na rule. So, si compound interest includes interest earned on interest. So, meaning, ang imuhang kwarta after a certain period of time, katubo. Okay, so nidako na yung kwarta. And then, katong nanay tubo nga kwarta will be treated as your next na principal. So, katubo din mo interest, katong patong, okay, mutubo po to siya another after a certain period of time. Okay? So, muna yan, pasabot nga, na ay interest, ang imuhang interest. Okay? Especially if you have investment. maganahan kay ka, pero kung utang ni siya, dili ka. Okay, so si compound interest is actually an exponential. Oh, kita ninyo na exponent. It's an exponential equation. Okay, so ang dagan sa imong interest is basa ka, kaayo. Unlike ang simple interest. We'll see the difference later. Okay, so you have here the formula, no? We still have the F, which is our future value. And then we have the principal, the P. We have the R, which is the rate. Then we have the time. And then this time we have conversion period, which is the M. Because ang conversion period is muna siya ang period ko kano sa mutubo ang imong kwarta. Okay, so we have annually, so every year siya mutubo. Napod tayo semi-annually, so after 6 months mutubo na imong kwarta. Okay, and then quarterly or every 3 months mutubo imong kwarta, or monthly na ay tubo imong kwarta, or tubo ka. Where you have the N is the total number of conversion periods, or that's basically M times T. Okay? And then we have the periodic rate. Okay, see, interest na to is annually man siya, di ba? So meaning, ang imong rate is divided kung semi-annually ba siya, quarterly or monthly. So that's why it's R over M. Okay? And so I have here also on the right side is ma-derive na nga formula for the P if you're asked to solve for the P, if you're asked to solve for the R, or if you're asked to solve for the Q. Okay, so di na daw pareha ito kanina sa simple interest na derive the formula. Okay, so let's have this one. Simple interest versus compound interest. Para makita ninyo unsay nakita po, no? With simple interest, mutubo man siya, no? But it's linear. Nanara. Pero kung compound interest siya, okay pa, pero pag after a certain period of time, ano mo na siya saka. Paspas yung pagsaka, kaya imo mag interest po kinagtubo man po. Okay? So, kung utang ni siya, mas, kung di ka magsigig bayad, magsigig yung taas ng utang. No? Kung investment na siya, every time magsikag dugang sa imong kwarta, or balag steady lang siya, mas dako ang tubo sa imong kwarta. Okay? Now, if it's amount, kung storyahan, no? We have here computation for principal na 2,000, okay? With 12% nga annual interest rate. And maturity after 4 years. So, same gapon nga principal o rates, compound interest, maturity gapon niya 4 years, okay? And then, ang ihalang conversion period is 1. Okay, para pareha sila, diba? Okay, if you look at the amount after 4 years, see from 2,000 may mo siyang 2,960 with simple interest. Okay, so meaning ang imuhang kwarta ni tubo siya og 960. Okay, as for compound is from 2,000 may mo siyang 3,147. Okay, so basically ang tubo niya is 1,147. Mas dako yun siya compared sa simple interest, especially if niya millions na itong storyahan, no? So kung investment to siya na kayo paminawag, pero kung utang na siya, kung hindi mo bayaran mo, alam gito siya sa okay, so let's have here our first example for compound. Kasi kano sa mo yung balag kung simple interest or compound interest, na may makita compounded. Okay, pag wala gani, it's considered kuha na siya simple interest. Okay? Okay, so first is find the final amount of 12,500 at 2.5 interest compounded annually for 6 years. Okay, so we have here, ipangita is the final amount. So we're looking for the F. Okay, and then we have here 12,500. So that is our principal. Okay, and then we have, of course, 2.5. So in decimal form, that's 0.025 as our rate. And then we have annually. So this would mean na itong M is equal to 1. Okay, and for 6 years, then you have your time is equal to 6 years. So let's make use of the formula here. Ako na lang to, instead of writing N here at the top, yun na lang ako siyang empty para mura gid ang mga variables mo ha. Kani hindi identify mo rin yung inputs mo calculator. Okay? So, All you have to do is substitute. So the challenge here again is in how to input this one in your calculator in such a way na ma-solve ninyo siya, makuha ninyo ang exact value. So again, reminding everyone to practice, no? Inputting this in the calculator para paabot sa exam, mas confident mo to answer. Ay, confident mo sa inyong answer. So the answer would be 14,496.7. So mo na ni siya ang imuhang final amount. Okay? Sige. Next, let's move on to our second example. Find the present value. So we're asked to solve for the P of 40,000 at 12 interest compounded quarterly for 3 years. Okay? So, of course, the present value, si P ang gipangita. Okay? And then we also have 40,000. So this is our future value. And then we have 12%, which is our rate at 0.12. Interest compounded quarterly, so that would mean our M is 4. Okay, and then we have 3 years, so your T is 3. Okay, so go back na with the formula. So this time, ipangita si P, no? So pwede na natin i-derive. Divide both sides by 1, or nanam sa dito, no? Naka-post na pa dito sa katong slide sa tanan formula. Cancel this. So your P is this one. Okay? So all you need to do is substitute. Okay, so substitute na lang. Ipasaka lang niya siya sa ibaba. Okay? Yeah, sa exact. Sure ko ba sige hatag sa exact? Okay? So, you have here this formula. Okay? Substitute. Okay, and then you'll get 28,055.20 as your present value. Okay, so let's move on to our third example. Find the rate of interest. So you're asked to find the rate of 34,700 accumulate to. So from 34,700, then mo siyang 46,900 for 3 years. Compounded monthly. Okay, so the rate of interest muna ato ipangita. Okay, and then you have 34,700. So this is our P nga nahimo 46,900. So F is 46,900. For 3 years, so your T is 3 compounded monthly. So 12 ang imuhang M. Okay, so we make use of the formula, no? Sa R. So all we need to do is substitute lang. Okay, and so you will have a 10.08%. Dapat decimal ni siya, no? Sorry. Okay, ang result hindi mo ani is something like 0.10 0.1008 decimal form. Kani akong gi-answer dali is naka-rate na siya, no? Be careful lang with the rates, ha? Okay, yes. Now let's move on to our next example. So this time you are asked to find the time. Find the time of financial transaction of 28,900 accumulate to 36,700 at 9% compounded semi-annually. Okay, so this time you are asked to find the T. No? So, si 28,900 would be our principal. Ang nahimo 36,700, which is our future value. No? And then we have 9%, which is our R. In decimal form, it's 0.0. Remember ha, naka-decimal form, yun na siya ang pag-input sa formula, sa percent. Compounded semi-annually, so your M is equal to 2. So we'll make use of the formula nga na dito sa slides sa formulas. No? Para itong buhaton is substitute na lang. We have logarithm. If makatultol mo sa logs in yung calculator mo na siya. Okay? So, input that in your calculator and then you will get a value for your time which is 2.71 years. Again, you practice, ha? I-practice kanina sa slides, no? During your free time, hindi yun sa pagkuha. Targeto ninyo, makuha ninyo yung mga answer nga kung ipakita. Okay? Tama sa maila-ila ninyo inyong calculator. Alright? Na ay nag-shot. So, very ABM. Okay, siya sa topic. Okay, so you have your mga, actually, mas simple ang mga try this ng mga exercises. You can also practice on this one. Okay? Nani siya sa workbook manggod. So, practice lang, pero wala po challenge para sa ako. So, masyado ma-challenge mo. Kasi lisod pa ako mga example sa try this. Okay? So, yeah, that's the end of the presentation. So, yeah. Okay, sige, sige. So, here is the activity. Naka-Google Form ni siya. Okay, 22 points ra. So, all you have to do is simple and compound interest. So, what you're going to do is, you're going to complete the table, no? Write your answers on the corresponding item. Round off to 2 decimal places, if applicable. Now, kung whole number lang po ning isulat. Kung naa siya decimal, that's the time you make use of 2 decimal places, no? So, kindly screenshot this one. Okay, para at least you can answer it sa scratch paper ninyo, and then you open the Google Form link if nakompleto na nimo og answer. Okay? So, mahitabo sa inyong Google Form. Okay, so may siya. Okay, naman, of course, the usual na kuan. And then, for number one, no, for number one, you are asked to solve for the final amount raman. Given the principal, the rate, in percent ni tanan ang rate ha, so you still have to convert this to decimal form. Tapos kanimo mga years, yes, the time here is already in years. It's 3 years, 2 years, 2 years, 20 years, 10 years. And then, the total amount earned after the term. So this is your final amount. F din siya, sorry, A ang nakabuka. These are your interest, the I, no? And then the type of interest. So for the first four, simple interest, and then for the second, the last three is compound. Wala man siya nakabilang compounded annually, semi-annually, quarterly, or monthly. These are all annually, okay? Again, annually ni siya tanan. Okay, so what you're going to do is just input here your answers. Nakay mga instruction, walay comma, no? Walay comma, walay space. So you just type in the answer, no? 14,000 kung whole number, ana. 13,000.12 kung na ay decimal places. Ano na yung pagsulat? Okay, so ka-number na siya, no? So number 1 is the final amount. So number 2 is principal. So dali nilibutan yung answer for number 2. Okay, and then for number 3, kay gipangita is interest. So number 3 interest. Okay, number 4 is rate. The answer format is in percent form. Okay, so 4% kung whole number in yung percent, or kung naa siya decimal involved, so up to 2 decimal places niya. Okay? Until sa number 11 nga. So, sa table, si number 11 is nasa interest na. So, number 11. Okay?